Hello, good evening, and welcome to JoyNews Prime live from our studio here in Kokomlemle, Accra. We're live on DSTV channel 421, GoTV channel 125, and around the world on myjoyonline.com. Coming up, political parties taking part in Tuesday's Ascent North Parliamentary by-election pledge their commitment to ensuring an incident-free poll. Also, NDC MPs allege police administration has withdrawn weapons of the police guards, exposing them to danger. And Ghana's state village in Zulezo has been flooded following forcing the residents to be evacuated to neighboring Benin community. Imagine living on water all your life and being dislodged from it one day due to flooding. That's the reality of residents of Ghana's state village in Zulezo in the Jomoro municipality of the Western region. The community has flooded, leaving the resident desperate for help. The residents are currently being accommodated in a nearby community of Benin. A resident of Zulezo, Gideon Adiaba, sent us this.
As you can see, the whole place has got flooded, and then this young case, they don't seem to mind them just because they can swim and then they can paddle as well. Yes. Yeah. You see, a gentleman is paddling right on top of the high street. There's the high street. These are some areas that they are a bit higher, even if whenever there is a heavy rain, even when most of the houses got flooded. These are some areas that they don't get flooded. But in this situation, the whole place has got flooded. And then when that thing happened, is the community center, the Roman Catholic Church. Come and have a look at the Roman Catholic Church. Let's go in. The Roman Catholic Church, the Pentecost Church, even the school. These are areas that they are a bit higher. So when it does happen, you just send in your mat, your clothes, your bed, together with your case. Send them in, you hang around for some time before the water comes down. But in this situation, the Roman Catholic Church has got flooded, the Pentecost has got flooded, the community center has got flooded, so you have nowhere to go. We are in a difficult task. We have nowhere to go. Let's come and have a look of the Roman Catholic Church. You see? Oh, this is very ridiculous. Come and let's see. Wow. Come and let's see. So you can't come in. You can't come in. So we are in the high street at the moment. Let's go. For the case, at the age of 5, 6 years, 4 years, even 7 years, they can swim. And then they can paddle as well. But those below 3 years or under 3 years, they have been asked to be in the room. They have been asked to be in the room. So these ones, our eyes are not on them because they can swim and then they can paddle as well. This is the community center where the visitors will meet an elder over here for him to tell them the story.
So that's how the Zulezo community is looking currently. We've been joined on the telephone by the Assembly member for the area, Patrick Agovi. Grateful to you, sir, for joining us. So we've seen the situation. What are you doing about the situation in Zulezo now?
Yeah, thank you very much. Good evening to the listeners. I'm very happy that you called me this evening to intervene about the situation that is happening in Brogo. At the moment, I have informed the municipality in our district, and I have informed the NADMO coordinators. They have come around. They come around. That was yesterday. And then we engage the community. We see the situation and it's not good for them. to stay there. So we engage the elders, the opinion leaders in the community, and then we said that we need to convey them to Benin Catholic School. So, and all of them are free, and then at the moment they are at Benin Catholic School.
So what has NADMO also been doing about the situation now that you've been able to evacuate them to another place?
Yeah, they came around to assess the situation, and then they say they have informed the headquarters about it, and they are mobilizing things to come and then give to them. Now, as I'm talking, nothing has been heard so far, and we are still waiting.
We understand that it's been difficult for the people to get food. How true is that?
Yeah, it's true. This morning, I informed the municipal coordinator director at the municipality, and they say, in Ghana here, if you want to release money, says the government, they have to pass through some processes, and they are yet to do that, and then by the close of today, they will hear from them. But as I'm talking, we have not heard anything from them.
Okay.
So since then, and then Ghana Gas will also show up, and they give us assurance that they will give us something. But as I'm talking, nothing has got to the people.
Okay, grateful to you for joining us with that update. Let's run you through the various areas in the western region that have been flooded due to last week's rains. Let's start from Sansley, which is also in the Lembela district. We understand that the place has also been flooded heavily. But in Ahanta, where several communities have also been flooded, we're joined on Zoom by Benjamin Kobiatha, a local journalist in the area, to give us an update on what's happening there. Ben, so you've been studying the situation in the area. What's the update like?
Thank you very much for giving me the opportunity to speak on that. My name is Benjamin Kobiatha from the Ahanta West. Ahanta West has about 123 communities and 5 zones. During this rainy season, every zone had its fair share of the flooding. Let's take Apawine zone, for instance. The Apawine zone had a flooding situation around St. Mary's to New Amampo area there, which was very, very bizarre. We saw the wall of St. Mary's Senior High School broken down. Moving to the Eusiejo zone had its share of the flooding situation where Eusiejo, the entire community was flooded. Houses, about 150 houses, were also broken down, and people, 1,500 people were displaced. So they were moved to the school, Eusiejo MA Basic School, to go and lodge there for some days. And currently, I think the flooding situation has gone down and the water has gone down. But the height of it happened when we went to Ewuntumano Awana electoral area, which is at the disco zone. That area we saw flooding at its height, where when you move to a certain room, you could see that the water has filled the room to about 4 feet, which people cannot go to their room. Electronic gadgets fault, items fault, and properties were also spoiled there. Moving to the Abra zone, at the Abra zone where we have a bridge which was wear out by the flooding situation at Abiasi to moving to Princess Town, the bridge had also broken down, and also places like Ejumakun had also seen the flooding situation there. Moving to Akwadai, Akwadai too has seen a flood situation there because it's also a low-lying land between the sea, which has flood, and people there are also crying to the government to come to their aid. But the one which piqued the interest of the general public was that of Eusiejo, which saw the entire community flooded. And the municipal assembly went there, and the chief executive spoke to the people there. According to the assembly member, this situation happened somewhere around in 1953, and it has also happened currently, seeing this great displacement of people and then houses
Okay, Benjamin Kobiatha, grateful to you for that. Now, from the Ahanta West municipality, let's cross over to Daboase in the Wassa East District, where 3 students of the Daboase SHS drowned last week. Our Western Region correspondent, Ina Thalia Kwanza, has been to the community and joins us live with update. Ina, what do we know now?
Kojo, so that's rather a sad story there for 3 Form 1 students of the Daboase Senior High School to, have been drowned on Saturday after about 4 to 5 days of rainfall in the Western region, which wreaked havoc everywhere. I understand from my sources within the community and the school that there were 7 students in number who said they were going for a diving and swimming competition. Apparently, in the morning, the headmistress of the school had cautioned all students to be in their dormitories and even observed their prep in the dormitories. But these 7 students went out and then went to the Subri River, which is at Daboase, to have this diving and swimming competition. And unfortunately, the 3 of them did not come out. I have been speaking to the administrative head of the area, Emmanuel Boache. Let's listen to what he has to say about this rainfall and then this disaster that has occurred in the municipality, the district, sorry.
2 weeks ago, 2 people lost their life. They lost their lives at Koma Hill in Daboase because of this rain. The building was demolished and they were in the building, and 2 of them perished. There's another old man who was also in Ateku during the flooding. He was also pulled by the current of the rain and the river, and he was also dead. So last Saturday, I went round again. On my way back to Daboase, my district commander called to tell me that 3 of the students from Daboase Senior Secondary School has been drowned. So I arrived to the place. When I came, I organized the divers and those who matter to go into the river and look for them. Got on our side, we were able to retrieve 2 of them. They were dead. We sent them to Efiam Quantum. So it was left with 1. The whole of yesterday, we were in the river looking for the other one. We couldn't find him. Just today, the chief and the elders of the town went there with sheep and some trains to Paul Addition. And after everything, we found the last one, and we've been sent to Efiam Quantum just this morning.
What is the story behind the boys? What exactly pushed them to go into you made mention of the fact that they earlier on went there, they stopped them.
Yes, they went there earlier on, and then the school authorities punished them for going to the place. So not knowing they were in a competition, swimming competition, so they went there again, and then there were 7 in number, and unfortunately 3 of them were perished.
And what is as the family?
We've been able to contact the families. The first 2, we met the families at the Efiam Quantum Walk, and the one who was found just this morning, the parents were here. They even took the body to the morgue.
Okay. What exactly happened at the?
So in all of this, how is NADMO? That's what the DC says. What about the traditional leaders? What did they say?
Sure, Kojo. So I had been speaking to the Tufohene of Daboase, Nanako Piaba IV, who tells me that they have heard that one of the students, Richard Beidu, there are 3 in number, all technical students, Form 1 students. So the Richard Beidu student, who is now deceased, had thrown a challenge to the river god, saying that even where he comes from, there is sea and he can swim. So he doesn't see anything wrong with his swimming such a small river like the Subri River. So he has been speaking. Let's listen to him. And then when we come back, I'll translate what he said.
All right. Grateful to you. So that was my colleague, Nathalia Konsa, joining us from the Western region there. But in all of this, how is NADMO's preparations for the rainy season? George AEC is Communications Director for the NADMO, and he joins us live via Zoom. Grateful for joining us. We know that so many places in the Western region and other places throughout Ghana have flooded. What's your apprising of this particular, of those situations around the country?
Yeah, thank you. Good evening to your viewers. Yes, almost all the districts in the Western region have flooded. I had that report from our regional director, Gadiu. And you know, I think Saturday we got to know about the Usijo and the Ahanta area. Yes, and the other parts, Kumasi, Accra, Amanfo, and other places in Accra as well. So yes, most of them have been aerial flood or flash flooding, and a lot have receded. But the consequences that came thereafter is what we are dealing with. Some people have been displaced, some people's buildings have collapsed and all that. So as we speak, there are some places in the Western region, they've been put in school buildings, Pentecost Church and others. And then we are mobilizing resources to support them. As we speak, the regional administration is sent about, Western Regional Administration I'm talking about, is sent over 20 bags of rice and then some packs, about 5.
So that's the Director of Communications for the NADMO, George AEC, speaking to us there about what NADMO is doing about the many flooding situation throughout the country, with the latest one being the Ghana Stilt village in Zulezo, which we're told has been flooded. So George, like places like in Zulezo and all of that, today we're hearing that in Zulezo has been flooded and residents have been evacuated. What's NADMO doing about that as well?
Yeah, definitely. The regional director and his team will be apprised of that as well. I was surprised when you watched your video that Zulezo, a village on top of a water body, has been flooded. I'm imagining how the situation is going to be. But our regional director and his team will definitely go there to see how they can be of help. And as I told you the other time, once the assessment report is done, if the region is overwhelmed, national headquarters will be informed, and then we will relay our support to them immediately. Okay. So that is what we are. As soon as we get the situational or assessment reports, national will respond appropriately to support.
Now, early days tells us that we should be prepared for some heavy things happening during this rainy season. How prepared is NADMO for this?
Yeah, NADMO is prepared. Our motto says prevention pays, and we are on standby. We've taken our officers, men, through a lot of training, and so the search and rescue team, operations team, and other officers from the zonal to the district to regional and the national level. And we've adopted another approach we call the adaptation approach, which adaptation approach makes us to identify places called safe havens in flood-prone areas. And so we identify these safe havens and then teach the people how to assess those safe havens. They know where they are, and then when the rains are coming, they can quickly dash to those places for their safety. And after the rains, they get back to their homes to put their homes in order. And so that is what we've done, especially places in Accra. If you take, for instance, the Ayawasu Central Municipality, you have Alajo North, Alajo Central. You have places like Okomlemle, Accra Technical College as the identified safe haven, CID building behind Paloma Hotel as the safe haven, a pig farm, a Bavana cluster of schools is for those who are within the Kotobabi pig farm area. So yes, these are some of the things we do. Lake Clotte, you go to the Independence Square and the Accra Sports Stadium, identified at Adabraka. You go to the Catholic Church within the Adabraka enclave, and other identified places so that the people within those communities can access those places for their safety.
But in terms of material support for victims, is NADMO really that prepared?
Yes, last Saturday I told you that if we are we get victims at any time T in excess of 1,000, we'll have some immediate challenges.
So that's George AEC there, now still staying with flooding situation. And he suffered severe burns as a child during the June 3 disaster 8 years ago, but now a 20-year-old begging to survive. That's the story of Solomon Akrigu. He says his completely disfigured face has complicated his woes as he is unable to stay outside on a hot day. He fears marriage will even be a problem because of the stigma he experiences daily on the street. Here is an excerpt of Maxwell Agbabe's report as we continue our Flats of Trauma X series.
It is the evening of June 3, 2015. Flood water has displaced fuel from the storage tank underground at the fuel station at Circle. Solomon Akrugu was just 12 years old, sitting in a room nearby. He suffered severe burns on his face. It completely disfigured him. Eight years later, on a Monday morning, I meet Solomon at East Legon doing what he does every day, begging for alms. That is his only means of survival. Begging on the streets of East Legon is very difficult for him. Sometimes he gets nothing even after begging the whole day. He says some drivers do not want to see him close to their cars because of his disfigured face. He tells me about an incident where a man asked him to remove the mask he was wearing and stop begging on the streets.
When you see the traffic and
I only get food to eat when I go to the traffic light to beg for money. Many people do not give me money there. Some of them sack me when I get closer to their cars. Some of them think I am wearing a mask. A man once told me to go and look for a job and stop wearing the mask. A lot of people tell me that. I am really suffering here. The hardship is real. I am always scared when it starts raining because I am homeless. I always sleep in front of shops because I do not have a place I call my home.
Solomon's parents separated after the fire destroyed their house at Circle. He fears no woman will be attracted to him because of his disfigured face. He says marriage will be difficult because no woman is attracted to him.
I really need the surgery because I am experiencing a lot of stigmatization. People do not want me closer to them because of my disfigured face. That's why I need the surgery. Because that will also help me get a woman to marry later in life. For now, no woman wants me. Even the drivers in cars find it difficult to give me money. Nobody wants me around. When the sun is out and hot and the light hits my face, it's really painful. That's why I need help. I can't touch it because blood will start oozing from my face if I do. So I go and hide in the shade until it's evening.
He's pleading for a job as a tiler and is also begging for assistance for plastic surgery. There are many Solomons out there who are living the trauma of the June 3 floods. Victims of the disaster, including Solomon, are yet to be compensated. Last year, the One Ghana movement reminded the government to do so. Yes, a member, Senyo Husi.
As expected, authorities trooped in to this very space and on the streets, promising, as usual, to bring perpetrators to book. 7 years on, no one has been held accountable for this very avoidable disaster. The government of the day and the government today have all but paid lip service to justice, accountability, and commensurate compensation for victims.
The One Ghana movement has since 2017 been pursuing justice for the persons affected. One of their lawyers, Samson Ladi Anyenini, led the matter in court in 2018. The case is still pending. He says it has been a very slow process.
Because there have been what we call interlocutory processes in the course. But just very recently, we seem to have cleared some of the hurdles. So actually, we're in court, this week. Apart from the plaintiffs that were mobilized by One Ghana movement, we know, as a matter of fact, later, as we discovered, that there were many more who were affected who are not part of the suit in court. Some had left to their villages, some had left to their hometowns, various places. It's unfortunate that the law has a limitation period within which you can take a suit, and in excess of 5 years you don't have that opportunity. But I believe that even for those who are in court, the state could look at this more carefully and see what could be done to everybody. For as long as there will be evidence to show that somebody is suffering as a result of what happened, I think that the state could look at being the father for all kind of thing.
Many continue to live through these dangerous floods of trauma, and others are scarred for life. Maxwell Awagba, Joy News.
Just watching Joy News Prime. Still to come here, NDC MPs allege police administration has withdrawn weapons of the police guards, exposing them to danger. Welcome back from the break. Now, the minority in Parliament is questioning the IGP's directive for security detail of MPs to surrender their weapons as part of an enhanced security plan towards the Asin North by-election. Member of the Constitutional and Legal Affairs Committee of Parliament and MP for North Roxanne Nelson Dafiamakbo says the IGP, apart from exposing the MPs to danger, has a sinister plan that appears to be working in the interest of the governing party in the Asin North by-election. He has been speaking with my colleague Richard Kwajo Inyako in the Asin North constituency.
So to, out of the blue, to direct that the policemen who are attached to each member of parliament, whether you are in Asin Fosu or not, should surrender your weapon, amounts to varying the conditions of service of a member of parliament. And I think that the law does not permit him to do what he has done. If an IGP suddenly found a resource, apart from writing to me to fix his vehicles when they break down in my constituency, apart from asking people to help them to build police stations, furnish them, make donations in terms of logistics, but suddenly finds the resource to conduct health screening and tells the people that he's been sent by the president to do that, he will be motivated by other reasons to expose us to greater danger by taking the weapons away from the people who are supposed to protect us. What it means is that tomorrow, I shudder to anticipate what may happen tomorrow. Because for him to tell them that their weapons are withdrawn, it means I'm being protected by a policeman who has a stick in hand. And a policeman who has a stick in hand is incapacitated in the face of flying bullets. And so all MPs, especially minority MPs, have been exposed to greater danger from tonight.
But is it only affecting minority MPs or majority?
I saw nearly the 137 majority MPs.
You saw all of them?
I said I saw nearly all of them yesterday at the Breku Park when they had their rally. Each and every one of them had their security with them. Some now even have double weapons. The majority MPs and their security, some of those securities guarding the majority, some have double weapons. So a bit, I saw police vehicles carrying chairs to MPP campaign center yesterday. Also suggests that the security protecting the speaker have also been asked to surrender their weapons.
Personally, will you tell your security, or will you tell your security to do?
I have told my security not to surrender.
Why would you want your security to counter the directive?
Because the security man attached to me is part of my conditions of service.
And they are working under the IGP, and the IGP is issuing a directive.
Yes, I agree, but he's attached to me. His duty, first of all, is to the state and myself. He doesn't owe any duty to the IGP. He owes a duty to protect me.
Will the minority take this matter up?
We have taken the matter up. We have engaged at the highest level in the police service. But it appears that the IGP is adamant. And so we think that the IGP is complicit in any arrangement that will favor the MPP on the ground tomorrow, from tonight and tomorrow. I think the IGP, his conduct in this by-election speaks volumes. This is a man who cries every day that he has no logistics. Suddenly, he has commanded over 300 vehicles, police vehicles, and 3,000 policemen on the ground. The voter population has seen enough. As we speak, consists of 10% policemen. 10%. Everywhere you pass, you see men in uniform, in blue camouflage.
Is it not to enhance the security of the city?
How? What the voter population has seen is 40,000. Hold on, to 40,000. We have 99 polling stations. How do you deploy in excess of 3,000 policemen? Divide 3,000 by 99 and see how many policemen will be manning polling stations. If indeed the honest intention is to enhance security. In the meantime, we have a police command already present in the North as a district. So let's be fair.
So stay with Joy News for the Tuesday by-election. We'll bring you comprehensive coverage of that election here on this channel. Now, in recognition of the outstanding dedication and impact in empowering the girl child, the Gifty Anti Foundation has donated some items to some winners of the maiden edition of Joy Impact Makers Award. The foundation hopes this donation will spur on more change makers to continue doing their best in impacting the lives of young girls. There is more in the following report.
The JoyNews Impact Makers Awards, the first of its kind in Ghanaian media, has honored individuals making positive impacts in their respective communities. The maiden edition recognized 10 individuals, with Isaac Ajoto emerging the ultimate winner. In addition to the recognition they received, some of the winners have been specially honored by the Gifty Anti Foundation for their significant contributions to girl child education. The foundation donated hair products, books, drinks, and other items to support the work of these groups.
Okay, so I happen to be one of the judges for JoyNews Impact Makers, and Saturday I was there to see the beautiful ceremony of honoring them, and there are two particular people who stood out for me, who were particularly taking care of girls and promoting girl child education and women empowerment. So I decided to support them, and one of them is Reverend, and who is doing amazing work. I know of his work in Bolga, specifically in Nyaba, in the Upper East region. So I decided to support him also give him something extra aside what Joy Impact Makers, has given him. So that's why I decided, I have a foundation, the Gifty Anti Foundation. We have a library project. We also promote girl-child education, and we pay for fees of some of these girls. And then also I am influencer for Trillium Ghana. So I spoke to them, and then they decided to support me. As for the books, I have a lot. Beginning of this year, I gave 2,500 books out to all the regions, 100 to each region. And which was amazing. And then, of course, L'Oreal West Africa gave me these hair products. I took some to the Eastern region about 2 weeks ago, so I'm still distributing, and I gave them some. And then the bags, Ashfom Ghana gave me the backpacks, so I gave them 20 pieces. And
Okay, all right, so welcome back. And time for us to bring you showbiz already, yeah?
Course,
Lady Who Galaga.
Oh, that's not me. That's not me. The producer for Prime, Abla Seram de Souza, is the lady Who Galaga. She is celebrating her birthday today. And we want to say a very big happy birthday to
What's the meaning of Lady Who Galaga?
Well, she understands. Who Galaga. Lady Who Galaga is Abla. Yeah, so Abla, have a lovely time. We wish that God's blessings on your life. She's a very powerful woman of God. And yeah,
it's powerful enough on all fronts.
Okay, you have to hold on to your speech and tell her.
Oh, you don't want me to celebrate the one?
Okay, please celebrate.
Because when I came here, I hadn't done TV before.
Okay.
So I was handed over to this woman to say, okay, try and see if you can let him become TV savvy. And she used like, is it a month?
1 day?
No, it was I think 4 weekends, and she did everything.
She put me on TV the first time as well, live television without any.
And I think training. 2 weeks into our training, she said, go on TV and read business news. I hadn't done TV before, but she did it.
She's always like that.
She's really.
That's why she's called Lady Who Galaga. But let's move away from Lady Who Galaga. Let's talk about Joe Metal, because he had his praise reloaded at the weekend brace. You missed out. For those of you who missed out, here you go. Camera, action. This is not your regular scene in this movie. This is Praise Reloaded by Gospel Minister Joe Metal. An atmosphere of worship, praise, and thanksgiving was present and felt as musicians built for the event took to the Oil Dome stage. Sisi Chum, Dunsino Yekan, Pastor Shadrach took their turns to lead patrons into the wonderful presence of God. And now the man of the moment, Joe Metal.
We're here to support our brother Joe Metal.
What do you think of the show?
Amazing turnout. The whole drum is full. It's a ticketed event, gospel ticketed event, and the whole place is full to the glory of God. And we thank God for the impact that Joe Metal Ministry is having in Ghana and all over the world.
Grace Reloaded, Accra Edition. What do you think of it? It was spectacular. I had an amazing time. I had an encounter, and I'm so blessed to be here.
Well, it's the best so far. One word to describe it: spirit-taining, spirit entertaining.
Always supportive of the gospel ministry. Why is that?
Because the gospel ministry is a ministry. It's God's word, and so for me it's my way of giving back to God's kingdom and ensuring that lives are changed, lives are touched.
Hallelujah. Hallelujah, praise the Lord. Do you sing alto or treble? I sing alto. Yeah. But what do you make of the show? It's very nice.
Praise Reloaded
has been a blessing from day one, and it's still blessing us. And we want to use this opportunity to say, Uncle Joe, the Lord bless you.
Came to pray, so it's full of thanksgiving and to thank God for how far He has brought us. Yeah, so it's all about praise. Oh, it's been amazing. It's been amazing so far. In fact, I'm very happy, so happy. The reason why I came here was to dance, and in fact, I've been dancing from beginning.
Very great show. It's a very great show. The Holy Spirit has really come upon us tonight, and God has really shown Himself strong. And I believe that this new beginning is going to take us greater and greater.
Oh, it's so exciting, spirit-filled. I'm really enjoying myself.
I'm enjoying myself. Yeah, I love tomato. That's why I'm here, and we are here to glorify Jesus Christ. Yeah.
Oh, the show is nice and exciting and anointed. Is this your first time? Yes. Oh yeah. It's my first time, and I'm enjoying it. It's great.
Joe Mettle is overwhelmed and grateful for the massive turnout and support.
What happened here tonight, we know that it was just the doing of the Lord. It wasn't anything. We did what we could, but then the victory came from the Lord, and we're grateful to God for tonight.
How does that make you feel?
It makes me feel grateful that God could use someone like me to do this and to bring glory to His name. And so I'm like forever boss. You know I'm your boy. Anytime, any day.
So that's all time will allow us for this evening, but you have to please log on to myjoyonline.com/entertainment. That's where you find all the news, and that'll be all for the news this evening, Brace.
That's it. So that's how we wrap it up. There's more news on myjoyonline.com. Good evening.